Okay, everyone, you're very much welcome to today's class. So before we go ahead, can anybody remind us of what they learned from last week? So you can just go to the chat box and then, so that those that were not here last week can actually learn something too.
Can I, please? I was trying to raise my hand, but I couldn't get it.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Last week we learned about how to use AI much better instead of using AIs like ChatGPT, Copilot, and likes of that to just do our work for us, to do our to-do. We can use them as generative AIs, whereby we use them to add strategies, to get more strategies to our teaching and learning procedure. So instead of just saying ChatGPT, write the lesson notes for me on so, you can just ask ChatGPT that ChatGPT, can you suggest different strategies I can go about teaching children of 5 years old in primary one photosynthesis. So instead of just doing it, it's going to generate more strategies so that we can work. Okay, so did you get what I said before?
Yes, ma, we got you.
Okay, so we learned about using AI as generative tools rather than to do tools.
That's very right. Thank you so much for your contribution. So we learned that we shouldn't just use ChatGPT as Google, but we should be able to refine our searches. So it's been run since we're already 5 minutes behind. So for everyone currently on the call, I would like you to tell us how excited you are or how much you're anticipating today's class, how much you're hoping to learn with rate of 1 to 5. 5 meaning very, very excited, very, very open to learn. 1 meaning I'm not excited, maybe the network is bad. So let's just use the chat box. Just tell us how excited you are for today's class. 5 means very, very excited. 4 means maybe excited. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Oluwafemi. Thanks so much, Miss Mary. I can see that a lot of us are excited for today's class, and so am I. So quickly, let me hand over to our facilitator for today. We have Mr. Victor from Dawn AI. So if you can reach out for your emojis and clap for our facilitator for today. So over to you, Mr. Victor.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Madam Bumi. Thank you, Dr. Kemi, our host. Amazing people in the room. I want to see you share yourself up. Send your favorite emoji if you are pumped up for this session, because we'll be delving into a very important topic, right? That has been undertalked, right, in the educational sector. And I know we have different stakeholders, policy stakeholders right here on the call. We have parents, teachers, we have government bodies. We're just going to delve into an amazing topic together. So I promise you guys, it will be an amazing ride. So if you're happy to be here, let me see your thumbs up. Let me see those emojis coming in. Tell someone not to miss this session, guys. It's like a paid a premium session just for you, done for you, right? So amazing. Thank you all. In a nutshell, my name is Victor Ogunbiyi. I'm the founder and CEO of Dawn AI Study, and I just walk you guys through a bit about myself before I delve into the topic. I identify as a futurist. Okay, and just let me know if you can see my screen. If my screen showing at the moment, can you see my screen? Moderator, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Amazing. So I identify as a tech futurist and been in the EdTech space for over a decade now, and you know, I am driven by impact. And I do tell people, I mean, I've met with thousands of people in the educational space, and I tell them if you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you're a policymaker, and whatever you're doing, if it's not inclusive and accessible to the primary stakeholder, which are the children or the kids, then you're doing nothing. Even before the advent of EdTech, we've seen different classrooms that are not inclusive, that are not accessible to different minds. So, but we thank God for technology, everything is changing. Whoever is annotating on the screen, kindly don't annotate so that this doesn't look confusing to me. Thank you. So we thank God for technology. Everything is changing, and today we just want to talk about a topic called how AI is helping us understand neurodivergent minds in Africa. I sent a poll to the group. I just to see how best you are familiar with the term neurodivergent. Some people were familiar, some were not, some their enthusiasm, the euphoric spirit within them, they were like, oh wow, what does it mean to be neurodivergent? Does this have anything to do with education? So yes, it does. Now I'll be backing it up with the data. The data which says 1 out of 5 learners in the globally is neurodivergent. So this is the data from UNICEF, WHO, and even World Bank reports. So it says 1 out of 5 learners globally is neurodivergent, which means in the classroom, every child, every learner, they don't learn at the same pace. Trust me, they don't. We've seen different people that are autistic, they have ADHD, they have dyslexia. In the Western world, maybe over the seas, they are quite aware of these traits in the classroom. Parents or grandparents are aware that uh, their child minds might work differently. They are aware of these things. But we down here in Africa, we mostly tend to let go of these things. Some they see it as assumptions. Some parents are not even aware. They mislabel the child as lazy, stubborn. You see a child that is not picking up, a 5 year old learner in the classroom, primary school, is not picking up as he or she needs to be. And the next thing is, oh, this child is lazy, this child is stubborn, this child doesn't do this, it's not grasping as his or her peers in the classroom. So these are traits to help us understand that every learner cannot learn the same. Every child in the classroom, their learning pace are different. They are not the same. Okay, so we thank God for AI. AI is giving us different ways to identify. Its identification is paramount. You can't create a solution to what you have not identified. If you are a teacher, if you are a parent, in fact, there's a journey to it. There's a funnel to it. It starts from the home. It starts from being a parent. Study your child. Know the cognitive traits of a child. What is the daily life of this child like? Pay attention to that child. Okay, so AI is giving us access to new ways to identify, then to support and track learning effortlessly. Because if we don't create neurodivergent classrooms, children that process information different ways, autistic kids, those that they have attention deficit, those with dyslexia, those that even those with special needs. If we don't make sure education is truly inclusive and accessible to them, how do we best create a better workforce for the company, for the country rather? So most of these things are grassroots. If we want to change the country, we want to change Nigeria, we want to change Africa, we want to change Kenya, it starts from the grassroots. It starts from a parent, a teacher, a school owner, a policymaker, creating an inclusive system that supports that child. It's not just about using Gen AI. You can make use of Gen AI as as much as you like. But trust me, if it's not inclusive, the person you're even doing that for will not grasp the dexterity of what you're doing in the classroom. Over 80% of those neurodivergent children right now, they are undiagnosed from age 8 to 12. You see different issues from delayed diagnosis, which leads to loss of learning years. Many African classroom, even in Nigeria, let me contextualize it in Nigeria. Many classroom right now in Nigeria, in Lagos State, in Kano, anywhere, they still operate in the traditional way, one size fit all. You see a teacher will be telling a student in the classroom that no, just try that they will get it. No, that's not the way to do things. If we want to become better at what we do, we want to be a better country, a better nation, there is start from education. Let's start from creating an inclusive classroom. Because when the child needs are misunderstood, the impact follows them into adulthood. We've seen adults in corporate working space, in banks, organization, government bodies that take for example someone that has dyslexia that works in the financial firm. Just a little mistake can cost you a lot. So this session is to enable us to see how best we can support such learners in the classroom. So this is a diagram that I'll be teaching us, right, to help us understand the learning spectrum. So in the classroom, as a teacher, as a parent, you need to understand that there are three learning spectrum. There are a lot, but it's this theory serves as umbrella for the rest. Number one, we have the neurotypical. What this means is these are children or learners that process information the normal way, right? They grasp things, at least to their own extent. That children that okay, they know 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. They know these things. We have the neurodivergent. These are learners that whenever they see B, they call it D. Some of them suffer from mathematics, from calculations. But if you give them hands-on assessment to do, they function properly. And the third spectrum, we have the special needs. Now, the special needs, it's a measure of neurotypical and neurodivergent. These are people that need further assistance, physical assistance. They may be disabled physically. Let me explain that in a nutshell. Like I said, neurotypical brain function process, right? Their brain functions properly, their mind function properly. They fit into the traditional teaching method from kindergarten, primary school, junior secondary school, high school. They adapt to it. But neurodivergent case is not the same. Their brain function differently. They may require tailored teaching, identification, assistance, sensory support, and other communication tools. But you see special needs, like I said, they may need more physical development. Most educational platforms are familiar with special needs, right? Maybe those with deaf and dumb syndrome, those that maybe they are amputated, right? They can't walk, and they try to. So we've seen different policies, different programs created for those set of people, but it doesn't stop there. Tell me, how would you cater for, as a teacher, as a parent of this corner, how would you cater for a child or a learner that he or she, maybe the learner, the feet or the leg has been amputated, but still that same learner is neurodivergent, as is autistic. How do you want to cater for them? We've seen different people tailor different solutions. They hire clinicians, therapists, special needs teachers. Well, those guys, those policy role stakeholders, they try as well. They do their bit, but then can they also afford the tools they need to cater for these children, these learners? So it's a loop that needs to be tied from the parents to the teachers to the therapists to the marketplace, the tools that we need, and now to the learner. If I'm making sense, I want to see your emoji. I want to see that you are with me because I need it to be interactive. I want to see that you're with me. So these are the loops that need to happen. We can't build in silo. Teacher, you can't function in silo. You can't do things yourself. If you want to give that child in your classroom, in your school, the best way to learn, these are the things you need to understand. Go back to your classroom now. Start to have this information at the back of your mind that BC might be neurotypical, Stephen might be neurodivergent, Abigail might have special needs. How do you support them? It's your duty. And that's why we have this conversation. And we've seen different spectrum called cognitive dissonance. So these are you see different scenario, whereas a student expectation clashes to the teacher's approach. A student will be like, no, this is how I know how to solve things. Oh. Leave them. That's their own way of, that's their paradigm, that's the way they see things. So far they arrive at a concrete solution, at a concrete result. So this spectrum, neurotypical learners in the classroom, neurodivergent learners in the classroom, special need learners in the classroom, it plays a big role in the Nigeria or even Africa, in global educational system. We see different classroom, even in Nigeria right now, overcrowded. Public schools overcrowded, private schools overcrowded. Still, teachers, they lack the training. And that's why most teachers are here right now. This is just like a nitty-gritty. This is a foundational level. Maybe I would speak with Dr. Kemi. We can organize a much more bigger spectrum for you. This is just the foundational level because teachers need to be trained adequately, give you the right tools, the right support. And that's why we work with the government, give you the right tools, right support, everything you need. Stigma is a big problem. Cultural stigma. Some people say, in my dialect, Yoruba, they say, I'm a badger. In Hausa, they might say it in that, like, oh, this child is spoiled, is cursed, is this, is that. Instead of identifying the condition, the neurodivergent condition. And most of these things leads to underachievement in bright children. You see children that normally, if they had the right tools, they had the right support system, trust me, they'll go find life. But stigma will not allow. Lack of tools, lack of training, lack of information, because their parents is not well sensitized. The teachers, the school is not built for that child of learner. Now, how do you understand neurodivergence? So, in a nutshell, neurodivergent means brain process, learns, or behaves differently from what is considered typical. The neurodivergent in the classroom means that learner or child, they will not see things from your own lens. Okay, their brains are unique, and AI would help us to personalize learning to that type of learner, to that type of child, to those group of students. Now, what is the Africa? Okay, I talked about this. The African challenge, I talked about it. Lack of skilled tools and local language. Shortage of trained specialists. Yes, I don't. I was having a meeting with a group of specialists, and I was just asking them questions back and forth, and they were lost. So-called therapists, they are still operating in the archaic way, in the old ways. You see the different marginalized community or rural group, they need support service, but they don't have. Even data on neurodivergence in Africa is scarce. Right now, Dawn is like an inclusive OS system. We are like a data lake for neurodivergent cases right now in Africa. We're the first of its kind. And trust me, to even get those to that sort of data, it took us a lot of grit. It's just for the impact to ensure that every child in the classroom in the family is supported. The issue of language barrier too is paramount. Even imagine giving a braille technology to a teacher that doesn't even know how to speak English, doesn't know how to that the technology cannot be translated to the localized language. Still, there will not be impact. So these are the things, even infrastructural gaps. Many schools, they lack internet, device, they lack electricity. They work with low bandwidth. Most of you right here, some of you are you are in the northern region. I don't know how it is, but I don't know if you have a good bandwidth. I don't know if you have a good internet, if you have a good support system to support those students in your classroom. So these are some of the challenges that are noted. So how does AI step in? Now you are aware that a child might be neurodivergent, a child might be neurotypical, but that's special needs. So how do you leverage AI for such children in the classroom? So for child inputs, AI screening, insights, and action plan. What this means is with AI tools now, we can see different screenings going on. You can text for neurodivergent traits in your child. As a teacher, as a parent, these are the first step you need to take. A parent should have access to AI tools. So it's just like having access to your child mind, mindscape of your child, how he or she sees the world. You'll be amazed with what AI can do. After this call, for as many that are on this call, we'll give you access to our platform to go on the platform, take the free quick assessment. Right now we have two assessments. We have the conversational assessment and we have the form-based assessment. I will suggest the form-based because it's deep. It gives you deeper insights on your child, on your learner. How do that child think? And once you take those pre-screener tests, you are culturally aware as a parent, as a school. Then you have data. You can make informed decisions. Then a teacher can identify learning patterns from classroom activities, from the behavioral logs that teacher receives from the parent. Now I told you that to be honest, you can't give a child the best educational system if the stakeholders are building in silos. The stakeholders are their parents, the teachers, the therapists. You can't work. You will have to work together. It's a thing. So if a parent does a pre-screener assessment, whether at home for that learner, the teacher can pick it up, check different behavioral logs, and identify learning pattern to be able to support that child. And that's why you have inclusive LMS. This is the future of education, and whether you like it or not, I just pity schools that will not adapt to this because more organizations, more partnerships, more rules, more policies, more bills will be signed in. And if you are not following this trend, you'll be locked out of the system. If you're running a for-profit business, that's money gone for you. And that's why you have to pay attention to this kind of conversations. Now, not just pay attention, take actions, do the right things. I've seen different schools, different teachers, different parents. They say, they don't have time. You don't have time for kids. They are the future of a family, future of a nation. So how do you build if you don't have time for them? So with AI tools, you can pre-screen your child. A teacher can get different behavioral logs. You can monitor the progress, the mood swing of the child. A child that have dyslexia or that have ADHD, attention deficit, you can know what triggers that issue in that child. What makes that child ticks. You can take different logs. It's amazing. If you go to our platform right now, you'll be shocked at what you can do. You'll be shocked at what you can do. You would have. It's like having a magical tool for your child, whether you're a parent or you're a teacher. I've seen different uh accessibility tools. Yes, this has been enhanced, right? From speech to text to speech, for those that can't speak or those that can't hear. Whatever you're doing, it has to be inclusive and accessible. Go together. I want to see your emojis over together. I want to see your emojis over together. Yeah. So I'm using my company as a case example because this is what we do. What's our goal? What role do we play? So right now, as a teacher, as a parent, government, right? You can go to the platform and take spot learning differences early. It's better you spot it right now than when it gets to a stage whereas it becomes volatile. parents that value education, that values child life, they know that's what I'm trying to what I'm saying right now. So you need to spot those learning difference early. Okay, if you are going to the platform, you take a role based as a parent or as a teacher, whatever the case may be. Okay, and these are how we can build reality for the classroom. How you can support a neurodivergent child in the classroom. When you follow this step as a parent, as a teacher, you see it's like you are just giving that child or that learner cheat code to life. These are the things we never had access to. Nobody gave us these tools. Nobody paved this way for us. So we need to be the one to not just advocate for inclusive classroom, but take action. Do something. We have different impact stories from different people we've worked with. It's a Pan-African product in Lagos, Nairobi, that's Kenya, and even in Ghana. We've seen different people, a teacher that says, oh, this child had dyslexia, and we didn't know. We were able to detect, and the child grading pattern was able to increase from where he was in the previous term to where he needs to be. You see different schools that they even hired therapists too, but the therapist was doing misdiagnosis. But with AI, these are tools that are ethically built for you. Different data, different psychometric measures have been taken into cognizance to build this. You are just seeing it works. But trust me, at the back end, a lot of things has been put into place to ensure that we support you as a teacher, as a parent, as a policy holder, as a government. So what's your benefit as a parent? You can understand your child needs early. A teacher can tailor teaching plan, less burnout. No matter AI tools you are using right now, if you are not going through this route, you are just wasting time. This is the foundational route. A policymaker can get data. Well, we were speaking with Lasoda, I had a meeting with Lasoda, Lagos State Body of Disability, and I went to the general manager, just to see how we can help Lagos State to get more data to design effective educational policies for inclusive classrooms. And the schools, what did they get? The better student outcomes, stronger reputation. We are doing this for all the children. So my call to action for this session is to ignite you, right? As a parent, as a teacher, policy maker, you need to support and create an inclusive classroom for those learners, for those teachers. Not every learner are not the same. They don't learn at the same pace. A child A is different from child B. You hear the data. These are things that we've conducted ourselves. 1 out of 5 learners in that your classroom, in that your school, in your kids, in your family, they are neurodivergent. How do you support them? Don't say you don't know how to do it. Now you've seen it. It's a gold mine for you. You can leverage your AI, like Dawn AI, to do amazing things. Do amazing things. Let me walk you through in live in the next 10 minutes what it means, right? A live demo, so you can see that okay, yeah, this is how it does, this is how it works. This is not just about theory, there's a practical aspect to it. I'll just share my other screen again. Let me know what it's up. Most of us will have different questions right now. You'll be able to ask everything. If you're enjoying the session, let me see your emojis. We're doing this for our kids. We're doing this for the learners that have been left behind. Amazing. Can you see my screen? My screen is coming up. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Amazing. So this is what we're talking about. Once you go to the website, this is what you say. Right. So we are supporting for neurotypical journey. I told you what neurotypical means. These are the normal norms of learning. Most of us are neurotypical, right? And the neurodivergent, those that they process information. They might have dyslexia, ADHD, autism, Tourette syndrome, whatever the case may be. And the special needs, the disability, those are they have disability or special needs, right? That journey is to support them. So once you go to the platform, you take a free assessment. And some people might be saying, oh, it's free, it's not free. Some people are actually sponsoring this, right? Just to ensure that you and I be able to best our child. So these are the role-based I talked to you about. So that you are choosing your path as a parent, a teacher, a therapist, a clinician, a learner, a researcher, a marketplace, right? Whatever it is you want to do. But for the context of this conversation, we'll be going with the parent and you start free. Now, you want to see how you want to help, the top goals you want to help for your child. Whether you want to help the child to focus, emotional regulations, building confidence. This is just a pre-screen now. This is just like the step one. And you select your goals, and then these are the questions. So you know your child better. You know what makes your child lose focus during activities or tasks. You know them. I don't. But for the sake of this conversation, I'll just pick at random. But I'll make sure whatever I'm selecting is near to ADHD and maybe dyslexia. So you just select, and you have to answer honestly. How this will work for if you should put 100 parents in a session to take this, the answers should be different because obviously our kids is in a different mode. The way they see the world is quite different. You assess the executive functioning mode of a child as well. How often does a child forget daily routine? Maybe sometimes. How often does a child struggle to plan, organize step? Maybe never or rarely. How often does a child become overwhelmed? So let me just speak at random so we can move to the next stage. Okay. This is a cognitive assessment. Reminder, once you are doing this, your child has to be with you as well, so you can ask them those questions. Then you take a cognitive task. For this cognitive task, it's the thoughts that will do it, not you. So that memorize this sequence 3729, and you don't have to help them to see how their brain thinks. They have to, when they see the green. And they have to match the facial expression. You'll be very surprised. To us, we see a happy child. Some child might be scared, some might be sad. Don't panic. It's the way they're parenting. It's the way they say things. And you see, remember I said whatever I'm picking out to move to ADHD because just for the sake of this conversation, area of focus. The attention deficit trait on that child, and maybe some autistic trait as well, maybe some, but the full mood is attention deficit. You can choose to download this report. Once you download it, you have access to it, or you can go full spectrum, right? The parent dashboard. This is the onboarding for you as a parent. You see, it's localized to your language. And because data is quite important, privacy and data, so we seek your consent. When any platform that says they do the inclusive for you and they don't seek your consent, run away from them. What are your main concerns about your child? Difficulty reading aloud, struggle with spelling, what's the attention mode? So you have to select, you have to be very calm to select all these things because whatever you select would determine how your dashboard will be tailored to you. So Let me just click on control. Tell us about your child. I'll just pick a random name. So, and the age group or the class of the child, right? So you continue. And how do you want to log your behavioral login in your dashboard? Do you want to use via emojis, voice notes, photo logs, whatever it is you want to do? Just click on it. And the crisis mode, select the crisis mode for the child as well. And remember that the pre-screener showed us ADHD, so you just pick ADHD. Or if you want a full support mode for your child, that if you want, you can pick comprehensive assessment as well. And how do you want to visualize your results? Do you want to be in format or visual format? Then once it's done, it prompts you to sign up or sign in. Let me just sign in here. You just have a working email account or Gmail account so that it can process your information intuitively. I know you have questions. We're going very soon. Just be logging in with my email right now. Feel free to drop your questions so we can answer them. Once you are logged in, you can see your full parent dashboard. Okay, you can see which your child takes, what you need to do. We've seen different parents that are neurodivergent themselves. As a parent, you take for example a parent who is autistic and she's pregnant. How will she navigate that journey? Or when you want to do some tests and you realize that that child you want to give birth to, there's a possible chance that maybe via hereditary that child might have dyslexia or be a special needs child. Once that child starts learning, how would you support that child? Everything can be seen on the parent dashboard. Every single thing you want to do. This is how you can leverage AI for impact. This is not Gen AI. This is not ChatGPT created this. No, this is not ChatGPT. This is tailored for you as a parent, as a teacher. This is a feature of quality education, supporting neurodivergent in the classroom, neurotypical in the classroom, special needs, and it starts with, we have over 127 people on this call. It starts with you and I. It starts with you and I. At the moment, my internet is lagging up, so it will load up very soon. Monitor, how many minutes do I have more? Monitor, how many minutes do I have? Is Monitor on the call? How many minutes do I have more?
18 minutes.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so once you are logged in, you go to your dashboard. The traffic on this call is so much, that's why this thing is lagging. But you go to your dashboard and I'll just show you how the dashboard looks like, right? You can try it out yourself, then I'll take your questions. That's all. So this is how your dashboard, the dashboard view, right? Once you are logged in, it picks up your information. Don't forget, this is the name I put when I was registering Ewatomi. This is your cloud database, right? You can And log in behavioral logs of a child, test video logs, average child, bedtime. What does that child does in bedtime? What do you observe? What is the intensity of what you observe? A lot of amazing tools right here. You can take the full assessment. You have in-house coaching. You have coaching. You have an AI companion in this coaching as well that helps you to give your child a best support as a parent. You have an AI that does everything for you. So let me just take your questions, right? I know most of you are excited and you have more questions on how to support a neurodivergent child. Um, so I'm just scrolling through the question. So in case I miss your question, let me know. You can put in your question in the chat box. You can raise your hands. So a question says it takes only a computer literate parent to do this. How many of our parents do have time for this? Well, that's why we don't work in silo. That's why you have people like Dr. Kemi. We can deploy teams to do training. And that's why you don't even need to have access to this. It's deployed to messaging apps. Most parents at the time, last my community, they have WhatsApp, they have Messenger, they have WhatsApp, they have Messenger. So it works via your messaging app as well. You can take a screener assessment on your messaging, just like chatting with your friend, your family on WhatsApp. Someone said, what's the difference between Gamma AI and Dawn AI? Gamma AI is not for Gamma AI is for presentation. It's for you want to do presentation. This is impact. We're talking about education here. Gamma AI is for presentation, or you want to do pitch deck, whatever it is you want to do. And how can we use this AI to assist the gifted also? Well, it depends on what you mean by the gifted. What kind of gifted? Is it gifted like special needs, disability, or neurodivergence? Whatever it is, yes, you can use this platform. How do we get the site? I'll share the link on the group, and I also give you access to the slides as well. Is donaistudy.com. Can you register more than one child on one dashboard? Yes, ma. Yes, sir. You can. Let me show you. This is your child profile. You can add. You can add a new child. Can you see that? And let me say, can we use Google Form to design this so that it will be more inclusive for class for all class of parents, most parents on WhatsApp. Like I said, we can do something around that, yeah. But it's an AI, it's not a form based, it's an AI tool. So what we can do is since they have WhatsApp, they have Messenger, they can make use of our AI bots, right, on Facebook Messenger right now. Other question, this type of program needs more time rigorous training before it can be accepted. Yes, that's what we're having this training with you. Okay. Any other question? Is there a provision for one to check in as both parent and teacher? Yes, you can. We have a freemium plan. Once you exhaust that plan, you start paying, right? But right now we're piloting, so enjoy the luxury right now. And anyway, interesting. But at our end here, I don't know why today lesson seems it's not carrying everybody along. I don't know about that. Maybe that's your opinion. How can we use AI to prepare physics lesson? Okay, well, if you're a teacher, you get onboarded as a teacher, and that's a very important question. This person asks, how do you use AI to teach physics lesson? The way a neurodivergent child will learn physics is different from the way a typical child will learn physics. And that means that LMS has to be different. So if you are signing up as a teacher, you have dynamic um, way of switching your LMS to cater for those with special needs, those that are neurodivergent, or a neurotypical child. Okay, so do I have to pay for no, it's like I said, we're piloting right now. It's free. You have access to it right now, but we'll start the payment plan very soon. So I suggest that you add the time of the training, please. Definitely we will. God bless you too. Okay. I want train to become a consultant in using this app. Yes, you can. You can. If you mean a business developer, yes, you can. We send the website, okay? So I don't know if there's any other questions. I've answered the question. If you want to unlock your, what is your voice chat as well? Let me take like 2 more questions and then I hand over the mic to the moderator. Any other question? Just 2 more questions. In absence of any questions, moderator, over to you. I think I've been able to do a good job not to confuse you, but to convince you that we need to create an inclusive training for our children. God bless you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Sir Victor. We're so glad to have this session. We learned so much about neurodivergent and so many other words I've never heard before. I'm the only person that feels this way. Hopefully, but before Tuesday, the recording for today's session will be uploaded on the YouTube page. Because of the issue we had last week, we're unable to. This being said, thanks so much for joining. The PDF file will be sent to the group chat as well as the YouTube link. If you have any other question, you can send it for Mr. Victor on the group chat. So thank you all so much. We've come to the end of today's meeting, and I'd like you to tell us something new you learned today on the WhatsApp group. Have a lovely day and goodbye.